Well, good morning, everyone. Hello. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat where you hang out with me in here and follow me on my stitching journey. And I hope that you can get inspired or motivated to put something under the needle at your place. Oh my goodness. Hi, everybody in the chat. So good to see you guys here. Let me turn this computer so I can see without having to turn 90 degrees and I can follow your chat, see what's going on. We have virtual kitchen. Please wander in there, and on your way in, hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate it. And also, why don't you consider subscribing? And that way we can hang out together more often. I got my Frito right here. Let me put the camera so you can see how there she gets. Oh, Mom, quit playing with my ears and give me a treat. All right, I will. I promise. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Yes, my sweet girl. Everybody wants to see you. You're such a good girl. She's so quiet in her little crate. We keep the crate in our room. I kind of wish I hadn't started that, but it is what it is. One more? Okay. And then you want to go brush your teeth? Yeah? Here, there's your toothbrush. Bye. Enjoy yourself. Okay. She's got me trained, y'all. All right. Sweet Frito is on her way, starting her day off right? All right, you guys. Yesterday was quite the day. I got a lot done. Today at 10 Pacific, noon Central, for you live stream junkies, today is my Takeover Tuesday. Ooh, I hit my microphone again. I got to quit doing that. My Takeover Tuesday for Sew Machines Plus. So I will be streaming on their YouTube channel at noon Central. What is that then? Let's do the math. So that's 1 for you East Coast folks, right? Noon for me, 11 for the Mountain, and 10 Pacific when they open the doors at Sewing Machines Plus. So that'll be good. The thing I'm going to do today, and Takeover Tuesday is just, it's an hour for me to do whatever I want to do with their product. That's how that works. So I'm going to get the Brightly sampler, which is this quilt right here behind me, but I made a companion quilt of that in a different fabric line, and we're going to get it on the long arm. So the thumbnail for today is my microphone on the correct way this morning. I'm not as clear as yesterday. No, it is not. Thank you. Y'all, it's brand new. I haven't figured it out yet. Let's see. Is that better? I bet you that's better. Oh, Bonnie. Okay. I hope Ron is doing well. Okay. Her husband, Ron, had a little procedure today. That's probably better. Kay Pearl, good morning from San Antonio. Hey, neighbor, how are you? See, I'm having to get used to this. That's better. Yay. It's amazing. One side of the t-shirt or the other. It's amazing, isn't it? Crazy. Y'all, I got to get used to all my goodies. Plus, I got a new remote for my camera. So now I can, look at that. Wireless. Ooh. Amazon. Oh, Michelle, you got your Sunday brunch charm pack win. Good. Y'all, that thing sat in the Kansas City postal system for days. It was terrible. Yeah, good. I'm glad you got it. Okay. Fancy. I know, fancy. Ooh. It's, right? Remember that? Oh my gosh. I can't remember last time I put my finger in my mouth. So yeah, I wanted to do the backing on that, and my backing is directional on that quilt. And so I spent a considerable amount of time yesterday afternoon prepping the backing for that quilt. So I'm going to take you through that here in just a minute. I got a thing in the mail I wanted to show you. For those of you that like doing, maybe you want a spring topper, you know, like a runner or a topper or something, and you're not into bunnies for Easter. I get that. That's totally fine. This is a real cute one. I got the kit, but they have it just the pattern. You can do the pattern or the kit. It's little carrot toppers. How fun is this? Carrot tops table topper. I put a link to this below in the featured items in the description box. This is just adorable. This is not applique. It's just quilt pieced. So if you're looking for something to throw on a table or, you know, maybe make part of it and put it in your kitchen or something, that'd be fun. It's just cute. I love the fun, bright orange. Look how small that piece of orange is. This is a quick put together. So I picked this up. This is one of those, it's just a sewing pattern, you know, but this is one of those, I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's cute. That'd be fun. So this will carry you on into, summer, I would think, right? Why not? Your growing season. Be nice. Just something to do. Maybe you've got a windowsill that needs a little brightening up. That would be cool. When am I going to unbox the March Fat Quarter Shop box? Well, Carolyn, I can do that today, I think. I'm pretty sure. I did not check. Hey, T-Bone, neighbor. I got the San Antonio peeps in the house. Good to see you guys. Did Fat Quarter Shop reveal the box already? I'm pretty sure they did. It could go into summer too. It sure could, Michelle. You're right. Yeah, that's adorable. So that's a little fun thing you could work on. It won't take you 5 years to put it together. You know, shouldn't take you 5 years to put it together. You never know in our world, right? So the kit, I got the kit. It includes the front, the binding, the backing, and the pattern. And it's the Carrot Tops Table Topper. So I put a link below to their page and you can see just the pattern. It's at my girlfriend's quilt shop. You can get just the pattern or or you can get the kit as well. I did both. Am I going to put it together anytime soon? That might be a good one for working in the motorhome, you know, because it's small enough to manage. That might be a good one there. Okay. And then the Fat Quarter Shop sent the new version of the Bee in My Bonnet stitch cards. Y'all remember me talking about that wagon from Prairie Home? Those of you that have been here a while. If you haven't been here a while, welcome. I'm glad you joined us. And hello, everybody watching on replay. Thank you very much. Y'all, my flat iron was working today. I'll tell you what, it is humid. Humid. So they created a stitch card out of that. How cute is that for you cross stitchers? Okay, very, very cute there. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I'm not a cross stitcher. Although, in our stitch artist class in Brilliance with Lisa Shaw the other week, she did show how to make cross stitch. And that was fascinating. So I can't share that with you guys. If you want to know how, you're going to have to either she's got a video on Facebook how to do that. Because I promised I wouldn't share what she taught in the class, right? We've got a cute little, what else came in? Cross stitchy. We've got violets. This is the violets if you're doing the flowers. Very, very cute. Oh, Vicky says, everybody come sing happy birthday to my granddaughter. Vicky, you are so fun. We just enjoy hanging out in here. So fun. All right. And then some new quilt patterns that are out. Y'all, any of my links to the Fat Quarter Shop will go to, the one that I have in the featured items goes to their cross stitch patterns. But anything, once you hit the Fat Quarter Shop, you can just put in the search box, you know, whatever you want. I like this pattern. This pattern has a traditional piecing method, but it's got a modern quilt vibe. It's called Not Today. Look at that. Check out that quilt. Not today. Isn't that cool? So the finished size is 53 by 68. That is a very cool looking quilt. This would be a great black and white quilt for a tween. This is a great quilt for a boy. All right. You could do some very cool stuff. This would be a great quilt pattern for sports themed fabric for boys and girls, but I'm old, so I'm going to go that way. Okay. This is a great pattern, I think. So, because my 13-year-old grandson, this would be right up his alley. You know, not in the pinks. You know what I'm saying? I think that would work. It's not too foo-foo. He's very funny about that. Mom, that's not mom. Grammy, that's for girls. All right. And then we have Fetch. This is cute. Little bones. Isn't that adorable? This finish is almost square, 45.5 by 46.5. Okay. Y'all are singing. Y'all are so funny. Y'all are on your phones. Where's that music note emoji? Y'all are hilarious. Oh my gosh. All righty. And Bramble Blossom. This is cute. So it has 3 different size options. Designed by Kennedy's for It's So Emma. Bramble Blossoms. That's a cute one. Look at that. That'll keep you busy. You got nothing to do. It comes in crib, lap, and twin size. Very cute. Bramble Blossoms. Awesome, awesome. So many patterns, so little time. You are absolutely right, Christine. Absolutely right. But that's fun, right? No reason. I don't want to hear, I don't have anything to do. I'm bored, remember? my dad would say, go mow the grass. All right. And then we another cross stitch pattern by Kim Deal. Kim Deal's getting into the cross stitch designs. I love that. We have lots of quilt patterns by her. Feeling Sheepish. Now, this is a little hard for me to find the sheep, but it is there. I guess it depends on. She put it on one of their bags. So that's really cute. The stitch count is 92 by 77. Do you see the sheep? It's kind of hard to see it. Nothing to do. Ha, right, Wendy? We are swamped. I know, Dee Dee, I saw your comment for yesterday's video. She's like, I've got so much to do. I'm making a king size quilt. Y'all, I got the nicest email. I thought I'd share this with you. You know, when I'm quilting, I'm always talking through what I'm doing, why I'm doing, and all of that. I've never been bored either, Sandra, but I'm an only child. So, well, I was raised as an only child. I have a half brother I didn't find out about till 2009. How about that family story? Anyway. Anyway, so no, I was never bored, ever. Always, my brain was always figuring out something to do. So anyway, I'm always telling you guys what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and, you know, how I'm doing it and the method behind the madness and all of that. And I stitch on this Brother PQ 1500. And I get a lot of you ask, why do I want that machine? Okay. I had a lady write me yesterday, a big heartfelt thank you. All right. She says, hi, Becky. I've been watching your videos for about 2 years, and I've learned so many things about precision piecing. Maintain the integrity of the base shape. I always say that, right? But I have put into practice, which has really increased my accuracy. But the single most important and effective advice of yours that I have taken recently was acquiring a new to me Brother PQ 1500 SL, which is what this one is. You have said many times that a single stitch machine increases your accuracy. And before this machine, my accuracy was as mercurial as the weather. Great some days and awful the others. No matter how many fabric guides I tried or how many brands of 1/4-inch presser feet with and without guides, I could never maintain a consistent 1/4-inch seam across the whole block. It has been so frustrating, and I consider myself an intermediate quilter. However, when I purchased said machine and went one step further by purchasing a 1/4-inch right compensating presser foot, and I got mine the other day right here. Hold on. Now there's a 1/4-inch presser foot that comes with this machine, but this is the compensating one. I got this one from Juki. It's a Juki foot, but it'll fit. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't tried it, so I'm not going to recommend it just yet. Okay. I have been having a ball, and my accuracy is spot on, and best of all, consistent across the entire block. I just did a block with 25 pieces and many stitch and flip corners, and when I was done and measured my block, it was almost perfectly 12.5 inches. I am so happy. Thank you so much for guiding me along this journey, which brings me such joy. Quilting is great for maintaining good mental health for me. And now that my blocks are consistently good, none of my me time is soured by frustration. Such a blessing. I don't know that I would have ever bought the machine without your endorsement, as I was pretty convinced that just having a single hole needle plate should do the trick, but it doesn't. The straight stitch machine with the more narrow feed dogs is like a magic potion. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You've made a difference to me. You're an absolute delight. Now, excuse me while I go sew something, Christy. How nice is that? I'm glad, very happy about that. Now, they do not make the 1500 anymore. They make the 1600 now. And the only difference that I have found between the two that I could see, okay, was the end of the machine on the 1600 is blue, that cap on the end. And then the 1600 did not come with the walking foot. Didn't come with it. But anyway, that was a very nice letter. So I'm real glad. Congratulations, Christy. I am glad that your piecing accuracy is getting better and better. And that's the thing. I get wonderful letters. Yep, I do. I get really nice ones. So it's just very nice to know that you guys out there are experiencing the same joy that I get here. I love it when a block comes together. It's awesome. Very, very nice. Okay. Good coffee. Good coffee. Okay. So yesterday, after we finished our Stitchuation room, I had the 9 a.m. and we did that block up in the corner up there. Okay. That is this one right here. That one. Okay. That one is what we did yesterday. This is the layout for the Brightly sampler that I've been doing one block a week now for 16 weeks. So I have 4 more blocks to do. That one. And then there's one right here and there and there. And then we're finished and we're ready to do this sashing. So we are in the same timeline. You know, we're in the final run of the last. I've got 4 more blocks to go. So that's really exciting. Just keep up with it. 1 block a week, 1 block a week. But if you're just starting and you guys wanted to do this, I recommend doing all of these blocks at one time and all of these blocks at one time and then all of these and all of these and so on, because you're going to be able to get 4 done in one go. And you can, knock them out. So am I going to do another Monday quilt along? I don't know, Quilt Wench. I don't know. We'll have to see. I've got a whole lot of quilts going on. What's happening up in the left corner? I missed that first part of that chat. So, well, thank you, Jane. She says, you've taught us so much for improving our quilting. My goal in life, y'all, is to bring together the quilting and machine embroidery world. It's when you do something and it turns out right. I used to get so frustrated making quilts. This machine definitely changed that for me. So I also, did I put it in here? I was able to press yesterday I stitched that final stitch on that Holly and Ivy block for Vintage Christmas. Okay. The one block on the next to the last row is turned incorrectly. Yeah, it probably is. Oh, you're right. I see it. Hold on. There we go. This one. That's correct. Yep. You guys got the best eyes. Okay. There we go. What is the name of the rule you need for the things above? Tri-Rex, Billy Lou. Oh, let's talk about that things above quilt. All right. So yesterday I had mentioned that y'all could get that things above panel at so-and-so in Canton, Texas, because she had a whole bolt of it. So you guys called and she got really flustered. She's 90, right? She didn't know what panel you were talking about. She didn't know what bolt. She didn't know anything about it. And she wasn't going to go ship anything. And she just wasn't there. So it just, again, she's 90. She's been in that store for 40 years and she has her good days and her bad days. Now, somebody went in there and found it and said, there is a whole bolt. This was a whole conversation that happened on the Facebook group last night. So if you call, you want to speak to her helper, who's about 15 years younger than she is. So yeah, bless her heart, y'all. She got really, according to what I read in Facebook, she got really upset. So I know it happens. It was ugly on Facebook. I know. And bless her heart. Poor thing. And nobody was trying to be mean. They were just like, but I heard you have this panel and a bolt and I'm looking for it. So I cannot recommend so-and-so anymore, y'all. When I saw her, she was having a good day. And I said, people are going to call for this. And she said, okay, that's fine. But apparently not on the next day. So just FYI. Wonderful shop. If you drive up there and the doors are open, go in and shop to your heart's content for Moda Fabrics. Okay. Yeah, but that's Tri-Rex. So, all right. Here is the block that I finished. Got it all pressed and it looks amazing. Amazing. Very happy about that. So that one's done. So the thing about another Monday quilt along is that summer's coming and I'm going to be on the road a lot. So a quilt along is better through the winter for me. Summer is not a good time, but that one's done. And I've got everything cut to do the next couple of blocks. That was for, it should remind you of Christmas, Nancy. It's the Holly and Ivy block for Vintage Christmas from Lori Holt. Yeah. Thank you all. Yeah. So it worked out really well. I was very happy. Got it pressed. It looked real good. And that one is 6.5. Okay. All right. So I'm going to continue to be stitching on that. Hopefully I can get some more done today. But today is, I've got to work on this quilt we're going to work on up here. Let me make sure, did I show you guys everything already that I wanted to talk to you about so far? Yes. Oh, let me double check and see if the Fat Quarter Shop has already talked about this. So they should have talked about the Sew Sampler box, and we can do that. I got to go to their blog and, well, I don't want to give you my email. Hold on a minute. We'll do, let's see here. There it is, the March 25 box reveal. Okay. I just need to make sure I'm not letting out state secrets, right? They give me the box and they're like, hold on to it till this date so that they can do the first thing. So let's do that. The Sew Sampler box. This is a great subscription for those of you that are new to quilting and you're not sure what to get, right? That happens. So when is Keith doing the next Sophia sew along video? Carl, it's going to be next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central. He just got the Sophia block month 2 yesterday in the mail. We picked it up. Okay. So that'll be next Wednesday at 1. Can't do it this week. I had 2 videos yesterday, 2 lives today. I can't do 2 tomorrow. It's too much for me. You don't want me to burn out, right? Okay. So this month, you always get cool things on the back. There is a free Kimberly's color mini cutting mat with the purchase of $40, which is this Kimberly's cutting mat. You get this for free if you purchase $40. So they give you a code for that. So that's only for sew samplers, folks. And then you get, let's see here, the Fat Quarter Snowballs Shortcut Quilt pattern. So you're going to get a free pattern. I got to do this right, you guys. I got to put my fingers. I didn't have my stickies this time. There's QR codes. You get a free pattern, this one right here. And then there is a flowering quilt block that you can make. Cool. So, Spring Revival, March 2025. You get a paper in here to tell you everything that you've got. All right. So, the Fat Quarter Bundle that you get is Waterfall New Beginnings Petite Fat Quarter Bundle by Sandy Gervais for Riley Blake. Value $28.98. Very nice. Very pretty. Isn't that cute? So lots of flowers. Let's peek. Let's see, shall we? See how pretty this is. These are always good. Y'all can, and then you'll get a pattern of something you can make with this. I love it. Okay. If you're a lazy quilter as you are, does it make sense to have a subscription to the Fat Quarter monthly box? Yes. Because you might be lazy because of lack of inspiration, right? You're always going to get inspiration. You're going to get new tools to tell you, for you to play with. You're going to get new stuff every month, okay? And things to keep you busy. A lazy quilter. How's my mom? She's fine. She's just wonderful. 83 and staying in Tennessee by her own choice. That's fine. It's all good. All right. These are pretty soft, pretty, beautiful florals. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? This is adorable. Oh my goodness. What else do we have? Okay. So there's it. There it is in the blue, that pretty floral pattern. There's smaller flowers. If you got that box, you just keep adding to your UFOs. That happens too. Been there, done that. Y'all, I get so much stuff that rolls in this room. Oh my goodness. All right, there you go. Beautiful. That's right. As long as she is happy, everything will be good for her. You're absolutely right. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's gorgeous. I'm loving the golds lately. This line, y'all, is called Waterfall. It's called New Beginnings by Sandy Gervais for Riley Blake. Waterfall. Is that right? Waterfall New Beginnings. This is the Petite Fat Quarter Bundle. This would make a beautiful runner or something. Pillows, whatever. Just beautiful. But they're going to give you a quilt pattern usually. We'll get to that, right? Okay. So pretty. We'll just pull this off, right? There it is. Okay. And I'm going to put this back on here so it doesn't go around. My mom's 83. February OESD March box. No, this is the March Sew Sampler box from the Fat Quarter Shop. Yeah, mom's 83. She's good. I don't know what she does with herself all day, but that's fine. She doesn't sew anymore, which is sad, right? She was a prolific seamstress. Okie doke. We have a tube of iron cleaner, Otif iron cleaner. Okay, it's kind of squishy. This stuff is great. I put it on a rag towel squirt it on a rag towel, and then take your hot iron and iron on it. And it just cleans everything so nice. And then you can put it on that rag. I usually get a towel that's really junky that that has big loops on it, and squirt it on there, and then I'll rub it on the iron too. So that we have OTIF iron cleaner. Yeah, they're telling you to, the instructions say to put it on the ironing and then do this on top of it. Okay. So the iron cleaner value $6.48. If for a spotless pressing session, say goodbye to any residue and fusible gunk with this acid-free wonder. Acid-free wonder. Okay. Just heat your iron, dab some cleaner on a 100% cotton towel, and gently rub the sole plate in circular motions. It works great. Doesn't stink either, which is nice. All right. And then we have the waterfall quilt pattern. This is beautiful to use with this. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? The finished size is 56.5 by 68.5. And they have a finishing kit. What else do you need? 3 1/8 yards of background and border, 3 1/8 yards, and then 5/8 yard of binding. Okay, there you go. Whoop. That gives you a better idea of what the quilt looks like right there. Focus. There you go. It is pretty. You just have to be motivated to do this stuff. I know a lot of you get the box and you open it up and go, that's cool, and throw it in the corner. I get it. And then what's really sad is you see a notion in a quilt store and you go, ooh, let me buy that, when it's sitting in a box. Never done that. All right. Okay. All right. This new thing that came in here. This is, let's see. We also got a 45 millimeter Olfa endurance blade. Always need new blades. Always need new blades. And the cool gizmo that was in here that I was so excited about is a pink mini vacuum. This is a Fat Quarter Shop exclusive. This is so cool. Look at that. So it has little bristles, okay? I would use this on quilts, on my ironing surface, on my cutting table. Oh my goodness, it's rechargeable. See that? Comes with a little cord. Do I have it in here? No, I took it out. Oh, you hear that? Very neat. I was using this on my ironing surface just to check it out. Not only did it pick up all the thread, but then, and I wish it erased all the scorch marks, but that's a different story. But then when I opened it up to clean it out, all of the little vents were just loaded in with fuzz inside of this thing. It had so much fuzz on it. Karen says, I have that back. It works really, really well, you guys, really well. So very cool. And you just have to kind of press it and turn it to open it up. And that way you can clean out. But all of these little screens right here along the side were covered in fuzz. And I thought, oh my word, I would have never thought I had that much fuzz on my ironing surface. So I'm going to get up and turn around and we're going to talk about the backing. And I want to show you how this works. So fun. You could use it every day. What am I making for Thursday? I don't know. Tiny Talkie Tina. Oh, girl, she's on me all the time. Are you making this? Are you making that? What are you doing? What's going on? I don't know. You know, I sit down here every day and I fly by the seat of my pants. I haven't gotten that far. It's only Tuesday, Tina. She keeps me going for sure. That's how you stay motivated. You have somebody all the time going, what's going on? Let me turn you guys around. Which I appreciate because it does keep you going. Let's turn around. We'll take a look here. Okay. There's my ironing surface. I should have strings all over it. I was ironing all over it yesterday. Yeah, I do. I can see some thread. So we'll just... Wow. So good. This is awesome. I definitely would use this on a quilt top, right? Okay, so now it's got little threads wrapped around a string right there. Okay, and then open it up. And it comes with a little brush too in the package. It comes with, oh, here's the cord. It comes with a little cord, okay? And it comes with a nozzle too that you can use. But this little brush right here, so you can just go around inside and look at that fuzz. This was clean just a minute ago. So look at all the fuzz it picked up. That's awesome. And I got threads. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I don't even see it on the ironing surface and it grabbed it. This thing works so well. So very cool notion. This is why I get the Sew Sampler box, because you never know what you're going to get. Very cool things. Awesome. And then if you need the nozzle to get down into a crevice, there you go. Very cool. Nice. Love it. That's a winner. Let me turn this up. I want to talk to you guys about my backing. Okay. If you have got directional backing, which I do. So this backing right here, hold on, let me turn the computer so I can see y'all's chit chat. I know what's going on. Let me move this, get off the cords. There we go. Okay. What is that? Will it work on scan and cut mats? I don't think so. No, I wouldn't do that. That's what baby wipes are for. Okay, let me get my little remote here so I can be nice and wide. Okay, so the quilt I'm going to work on today on Sew Machines Plus this Takeover Tuesday is the Brightly sampler. What did I do with it? Right here. That was done in Farmstead by Stacy East Shoe for Moda. Okay. Your first time watching? Hi, Misty. Welcome. Where's my welcoming committee? What are y'all doing? We just had a newbie walk in the door. Misty P is new. Here we go. Ta-da. Okay. So this is the same quilt that was on the design wall behind me. And we love our little things. I know, Kathy. I do too. Okay. So I was able to fussy cut these pretty blocks. Okay. So this is what I'm going to be quilting today. Any suggestions on a design pattern for me? Happy to hear what you guys think might work with this. Okay. Would love that. If you guys are surfing around on long arm pattern sites and have any ideas, please put them in the description. I mean, in the comments below, or send me an email, powertoolswiththread@outlook.com. I'm going to be poking around looking for long arm patterns. Probably do something feathery. I don't know. Okay. So, oh, and one of you asked me, what is my binding for this quilt? You've got the same fabric and you want to know what I'm going to use for binding. I believe I'm doing the gold gingham. Okay. That's going to be the binding, is the gold gingham. That's the plan. So this is the backing fabric that I chose, and they didn't have a 108. Butterflies. Oh, there you go, Vicki. They didn't have a 108. Yeah, Alyssa was thinking feathers too. Ducks? I don't know, Michelle. And so I had to use the standard bolt width fabric. Now, when you are doing a backing and you've got directional fabric, if you just cut it on the end and, you know, sew the two middle pieces together, because I usually lay the fabric in half as it came off the bolt, you know, the selvage toward me, the bolt fold up here, and I've got 5.5 yards and it's stretched out and I fold it in half. And normally what I will do if I don't have directional fabric is just trim off that single fold edge and pin the two inner pieces together and take it to the sewing machine and sew it together and call it good.
which works fine when, I like the chicken wire idea too, which works fine when you have a non-directional backing. But when you have a directional backing, when I trim off that folded edge, you have to take the top and flip it over. And then you can end up with, you can see these are little sign looking things. And you can end up with all kinds of wonkiness that hurts your eyes. Okay. So how do I solve that? How you solve that, and I didn't link to it, and I will, I'm sorry, is you get this. This is called Dritz Quilting Wash Away Wonder Tape. This is the magic, okay? It is double-sided sticky, and it disappears when it's washed, all right? And it has a little backing on it here, and it's just a little 1/4 inch, if that. Does it say how wide it is? It's a 1/4 inch, and you get 25 yards of it. This side is sticky, and it's pretty sticky. Look at that. It's sticking to my thumb, okay? So what I did was I found a spot. Can you guys see where it's at? If I didn't know where it was at, I'd have a hard time finding it, okay? It's right here is where I married up these two pieces of fabric, right here, all the way down. So I found a line where I could match something really well, okay? And what I chose to match, get in here, I'll let you see this. See that? How about that? What I chose to match up was, where are you? Right, where are you looking? Where, finger, I need to find the tractor. Here it is. I chose to match up the word inventory with the Y right there. And I matched that up all the way down the quilt. I made a fold on the other piece of the fabric, right? So it kind of went in between all the little signs, and the only one that I matched up was the Y, or I tried to match up the Y all the way through on the little red tractor block. That's what I tried to match up. So I folded this, and then with a sharp crease, with a very sharp crease, I did the fold straight and then measured it up and pinned it. Okay. And then I used the Wonder Tape on the back side of this piece that was placed down to it and matched these up exactly. Made sure it was nice and pinned. Okay. Bunch of farm animal digital quilting designs on Etsy. Okay. I tend to stick to the big companies, y'all. Tend to. So anyway, that's what I did. Now, when you realign your folded fabric so that this works across here, you're going to have too much on one end and too much on the other end on the each different piece because they don't line up in the fold, or they didn't on this particular pattern anyway. So I do have some extra pieces that came off of each end. Now I need to stitch these together. Okay. This is the piece that came off from the cut. This is where I cut it. So this piece right here was the part where I said I folded on the inventory. That's where I matched right there. Okay. So that's the selvage that I cut off on the lower piece. Okay. Is my seam going to be in the center of the quilt? Probably. No, I don't know. Now that's the thing I need to think about too. I would rather the seam be horizontal than vertical. I'm not a fan of stitching with a vertical seam. You can, but it causes droopies on the outside. So, if I do a feather design in an all over kind of quilt pattern, that would probably work better, that I can, you know, something that's not directional. So I don't know. I'll have to see. But I would prefer the seam. I like to lay this seam on the rail horizontally when I load the quilt. And this particular quilt can be loaded horizontally. I mean, they all can, but so anyway, now I have this piece that was cut off from one end of one piece of the fabric, and this piece that was cut off from the other side of the other end of the fabric. And what I plan to do, just because I need a little extra length to make me happy, the quilt fits, it's not a problem. I just like extra length because I use sew tights. So I'm going to stitch these together today. Okay, just going to put them together. And then I'm going to sew them to the top end of the quilt back, just to give me plenty to be able to run around with my sew tight magnets and get them around the rails. I know that doesn't sound, anyway. So you will not see that seam once it's quilted, right, Maureen? It won't. So if the join of the fabric is that invisible, would it really matter if it wasn't in the center? So what they're talking about with that is when you load a quilt and you've got a seam in the center, it would not matter if it's not center. And I don't care about that, to be honest with you. But what you end up with is not necessarily a big deal about the seam being in the center, because you're not going to see it. You really won't. But what's going to happen is, as the quilt is loaded, Quilting with Harriet knows more about this. She professionally quilts for people. Michelle Bustamante, you do a lot of quilting for others as well too, right? Or you've got a long, anyway. So what happens is the tension where the seam is taut in the center of the rail. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about if I can. Hi, Ann. Thanks for joining us. All right. So if this, what happens with the seam in the center, you can see the seam here pretty good now. So what happens is, as you roll the quilt, you're going to get tension because this seam is so strong, because it had that selvage edge too. But your seam is the strongest part of that quilt. And what'll happen is this will be nice and taut right here, and you'll get droopies here on the ends. And it happens all the time. And so you kind of have to be careful, but that's the reason quilters don't like, that's why reason long armors don't like to put this seam vertically. I hope that makes sense. Okay. What'd you say, Harriet? We'll have to talk later. So anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at with that, is you'll get droopies on the ends, and this will be really tight. Also, a really great way to keep your quilt square is to make sure that when you first load it, you've got this seam right on top of this railing. So you know that that seam is straight. It should be, right? I don't know. So I generally will quilt with it horizontal, okay? Because loading it can be a challenge. And you guys, as you roll your quilts, fabric stretches. This fabric will stretch. Do I sew the seam in addition to iron on the tape? Yes, M.L. Weber, I did. So after the tape, and the tape is not an iron-on, it's a press-on. You can iron it if you want. Will I load the quilt horizontally as well? Yes, absolutely. So after you put the tape on, and I had that creased seam, which was the edge, I had that folded edge of the creased seam to tell me to put, here's where you put the tape. Let me get that piece and you guys can see what I'm talking about. Where's it at? Let's see here. Is it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So when you have the crease seam, and I trimmed 1/4 inch away. So here's the selvage. All right. And I had that creased seam. And this is still held on by the sticky. See, if I can pull this apart, that's still held on by the sticky. It's pretty good. That Wonder Tape it's awesome. So that was held on just by the sticky. And then I went in with my sewing machine on the crease seam and I stitched straight in the ditch of that seam of the fold. And then I trimmed it 1/4 inch away. So I'm going to have to go back and read your comments, Harriet. I'll have to go back and read all that because I'm missing it. But anyway, this, like as I said, the seam is the strongest part that you have. The tape does not make the needle gooey. I did not stitch through the tape. The tape was 1/16 of an inch away from that fold. So I could get the fold exactly right, tape it right where I wanted it to be, and then I stitched in the fold. What stitch length did I use on that seam? Erin, is this 2.5? Okay. So I just, so that was just the method I wanted to do. I didn't want the tape gooey part where I was going to hit it with the needle. And then, like I said, I just stitched. So essentially, let me do it here. I'll show you guys how this works. I'll show you how it works. Let me show you how to pattern match, okay? I've talked about this before. We got a couple of minutes here. Okay. So let's find something to match. Let me put this over here. Let's find something to match. Okay. And I'll show you how to do this. I got so much stuff, y'all. Oh my gosh. It takes me 10 minutes after we get done with a video to put everything away. All right. So what do I have? What do I have? I don't have a chicken. Do I even have something to match here? Let's see. No, this is the barn. See, this is why they don't match. One piece from each end of that fabric. I don't have any repeating here. Here's a pig and here's a pig. Okay. Let's match like, okay. So let's match the woolly. I'll show you guys how I do this. Can you see right here? Okay, let me get that down towards center so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So I want to match up like this edge of that woolly. Okay. I think. Maybe better on the letters. So I'll fold this like this. Okay. Let's do the L or right next to it. So I'll make a crease. Let's see. All right. So there's my very sharp crease. Okay. And I want this to match right here, just like that. I've got a little bit of green, a little bit of L on there, just like that. There. That's how I want that to pattern match. Okay. Let's say that this is too short. And I need to extend it. Okay. Just like that. So I'm matching up the green that's next to the barn and the letters. So I'll fold this back now and use a piece of this tape. And right inside the crease, not just like right next to it. I'm going to put this and it's got a good sticky on the back. Okay. And I just tear it off. All right. Push this on really good. Okay. So there's the underside and there's the top side. Okay. So now I want to peel this off. Get that backing. If you pull it real slow, it comes off great, nice and clean. Okay. And now I'm just going to put this right here and make sure it pattern matches perfectly. Just like this. Press that down. Okay. There you go. And that's it. Now that I've got it, you can really see I use that crease as my sew line. So that tape is not over the crease. If I stitch in the ditch of that crease like right there, I'm not stitching in the goo. Okay. And that's how you do that. And then you can trim this whatever width you need. Okay. And that's how you pattern match. Just like that. So there's the crease and it works. It looks perfect. That stuff is the bomb. You really need that in your, and I'll find it and link to it. I think I got mine on Amazon. If you go to Power Tools with Thread, or I'm sorry, Amazon.com and shop, then Power Tools with Thread, and then go shopping, that'll work. So that's how I did that to measure up and extend that whole piece. And I ended up, see, I needed to get it right on the tractor. So I didn't have, this was the first pass of the tractor from this edge of the fabric. So that's why I ended up doing that. Does that make sense? I'm going to sit down. Okay. There we go. There's my sew sampler mess box. All right. Box mess. There. That tape, let me get it. I'll show you guys. I will put a link to it below in the description box as soon as we finish with this live. And that way you guys can grab it. I have had this brand new sitting in a drawer for quite a while. And you just never know when you're going to come across something that you need to pattern match. You know, and a backing is the best thing if you can't get a 108. Okay. Yes, Bernie says she's been using that tape a long time. Y'all, this tape has been on the market probably since the 80s. But it's wash away wonder tape. So you see, I didn't iron. Okay. It's just two-sided sticky tape that washes away and it holds really, really well. So you have a package of that unopened now that you know. Yeah. Isn't that great? All right, you guys, our hour is up. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope you got a new trick under your belt to keep your sewing going along. Yes. Betty Boop says that tape is great for setting zippers as well. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I used to use it all the time when I did zipper repair. So anyway, all right, you guys, this has been fun. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. And if you're watching on replay, thank you for doing that and bringing me into your home. I love you guys. I will see you. Oh, tune in at noon on Sew Machines Plus's channel, noon Central, 10 Pacific. And you can see me getting this quilt stitched up. All right. We'll talk to you soon. See you in the morning. Bye. Go sew something.